But let's go ahead and get into this game numero cuatro for the day. Misfits Vitality, our signature game of the day. Let's see what both these teams have in store for us.
All right, so you said a thing actually a second ago that I want to highlight just a little bit.
What's
there.
that?
You talked about Vitality.Bee and how they like to play things kind of slow, kind of controlled. So the thing is, up until like last week, you're absolutely right. And I think we saw last week that they can actually play that more aggressive style. They actually are capable of showing us, more than one kill every 20 minutes, which is kind of what I'm hoping for in this game as well here. Yeah, wouldn't that be cool?
Oh, it'd be fantastic.
Yeah.
It's like how we talk about the entire time for the evolution of teams to show us different sides,
Yes,
be able to
love it.
help us to understand how they're evolving as a whole. Hopefully
Yes.
scrims are going well.
Keep going.
Oh yeah, and then the coaching staff providing other support that not only that the players are evolving, but so are your dynamics, your
Almost
trust,
there.
your camaraderie.
Are you done?
We're done. I'm done. Are you done?
No, I wanted you to keep going.
Okay, all right, fine. Okay, I'll keep it going, but talk a little bit more of what we see in this early game. So for us, standard 5-point starts, both junglers starting off on exact sides with, interestingly enough, a ward placed by both sides right above the Raptors pit.
You kind of what you expect with how aggressive Tinks might be, and it's actually partly, you can already see it expiring there. It was placed very early by Skeens, most likely, just to make sure the early invade didn't go through unnoticed, if at all. But instead, as you say, it just ends up being more of that 5-point. Nobody really does a whole lot just yet here in terms of aggressive jungle play. You're just seeing the full clears come through between both of these jungles. Again, Skeens, very happy camper, because already you're seeing the result of this draft going through. Prio mid, Prio top, and Prio bot. This is a happy horsey.
It might as well be called Vitality.Bee because the P stands for priority, bro.
Yeah.
That's all you got going on right now. But I was going to mention to you, because this is 12.4, this is the patch of all the Zeri nerfs as well, right? Just a Triforce build.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, isn't exactly as viable. Of course, you're looking at much more balance. You want to build actual ADC items, right?
Yeah, isn't that
Speaking
cool?
of crit, Saya has actually been opting on this pack. I'm surprised we haven't seen her at all today, personally. But I find the lovers duo could definitely come back into priority. But that's just me hoping for more exciting, engaged gameplay. But Xayah can offer that sometimes. For now, things are neither exciting nor engaged. It can be farm.
Right. I mean, to be fair, even though I was talking about hoping to see a bit of a speedier game, Vitality.Bee, this is how you want to play this one out. Skeens doesn't need to do anything right now. It's just going to be about his laners playing safe, warding defensively, and even offensively. As you can see, Jessica and Jack Pearl have warded that bottom tri-brush, giving Skeens the angle to just go ahead and take that first scuttle crab. And because of the ward Shigendo placed in the top river, not only will he see Tinks coming from a mile away, he's also going to allow Skeens to be like, hey, you know what, maybe I can double crab.
Ignite is down, by the way. I was going to say, if Willet actually didn't literally stand bodyguard for his support, that means that Vanderbilt definitely dies. Now Willet as well has to back away as Skeens is here. And Tinks knows that they can't contest against this, so immediate priority. Vitality.Bee continue to push their lead, and Jessica continues to get this free lane for himself, which is, last time this happened, about 25 minutes, he had 3 items. Definitely, if you're a Misfits fan, you don't want that happening again.
Yeah, but if you're a Vitality fan, for one thing, you're already happy Jessica is getting the Ezreal. Dude is nuts on the pick, that's right, and you can already see it coming through. Skeens, of course, has the tier 2 boots rushed right away. That plus the E coming through, he's going to be able to very quickly get to that top scuttle here. But you're seeing it. Tinks wants to get something here outside of his jungle. The problem is he has to respect the fact that his lanes don't really have a lot of priority right now. Although Irrelevant getting the better end of some of these trades is actually a pretty big deal here. Once you get to level 6, there will be a bit of a kill threat.
Yeah, I was going to say, Shigendo is pretty far up in terms of the lane, and if Irrelevant keeps landing more and more of these Qs, that does mean that he loses out on those, on just any poke, because not until that W doesn't hit level 2 means you're not getting just extra damage and having no resistances. And Mininar is a very, very squishy boy, so we'll need some MR if you want to try to trade evenly, and by level 8 as well in level 2 on the W.
Yeah, and right now he's going to be able to recall TP back to lane with the Fade, so a little bit of health, a little bit of AD, which is going to help. with the trading that's been going on, but I think for the most part, even though he is forced out a little bit early, Irrelevant probably has to TP back to lane 2, so that's just going to go ahead and be matched. And the priority Shigenda's been able to got, it's kind of done its job. Skeens has already done his first clear. He's about to do his second and will be level 6 very shortly. And this is what I'm talking about. The most vulnerable parts of time for champs like Hecarim, who want to power farm in the earlier parts of the game, is about to expire, and he's going to immediately after that point become a serious problem.
He's going to be the most prized horse you get the Derby.
That's right.
It's the one that you want to put all your money on. I could put my money on number 6. He seems to have extra strong legs today. As the Ghost still very much available for himself. There you go, level 5 hit, almost at 6 as Vod is now just pushing in. It's a nice stacked wave, but Tinks is here early. Jack Troll's under a lot of duress. It should definitely be dead. Ignite taking him down. That is first blood going over to Tinks. Skeens are a little bit too late. It's 2v3. But he can't find a way in.
Right, he came through. Instead of doing the Gromp when he saw that his bot lane was under threat. Oh, okay, good respect from Jessica. Realizes he's not going to be able to dodge. So he is forced out, punished a bit for stepping forward, and is going to be able to flash out. This is what I want to see from Misfits at this point, too. Because, again, Tinks can't do anything like invade, like a Xin Zhao probably wants to in this matchup. He's just going to have to go and try to catch people. Because, again, all that priority does mean you are a little susceptible to some of these ganks here. So getting a kill onto Tinks is a big deal. That assist gold onto Woolite certainly helps. Problem is now, again, because of all this priority, Vitality.Bee are going to have an easy time picking up this Dragon, an easy time going ahead for this bot dive if they really want to. But it's looking like Dragon is the play.
I think it should be, as you said, started up for themselves. They should finally give Skeens level 6 as well. But because of the little bit of slowdown, this now gives an opportunity for Tinks to match him in levels at least, which is quite big. We were highlighting that matchup a lot within draft, you know, thinking that Tinks would be behind very early on, looking at the potential for early dives, but with that not coming through, both Tinks and Skeens have managed to just farm away happily and healthily. As there's a 6 for Skeens, so hoping for, you know, just any potential 2v1 plays as the lanes get pushed in. Sagenda will have to rush back to this lane because he'll looking to be losing it potentially one way off of this, but that's if Irrelevant aggressively pushes it. And I don't think he will. He'll probably just hold the lane right there.
So the recall is smart from Shigenda. As soon as the Dragon indicator shows, he knows, rather everybody knows, that Skeens was on the bottom side of the map there, and that means he was susceptible to a dive. Now he's going to be able to come back. Even though he loses a bit, he's still leading in terms of CS, and he's back to lane, spending a little bit more of that gold. It means Diplex and Skeens can actually go for this Herald if they really want to. Skeens is already level 6, and unless this Herald is finished quickly, he's in trouble.
And it started up, like you're saying, it should be fine, but with Shayak moving up and with Irrelevant marrying him too, he's, you know, not really under much threat, since Agenda knows that he has to come and catch this wave as well, try to farm up as much as possible to be the big hull breaker boy that the Gnar can be. Now enjoy it, buddy. You have one more patch on this, and things get a little bit rougher for you, and for Graves matches as well. So, for now, you know, nothing super extravagant. Misfits off with the early lead yet again, but Vitality prioritizing much more neutral objectives, but this Herald should be quite nice for them to even the score, get some plates back in their pocket, hopefully into Chayak.
It's good for them. They've been able to at least get this. It will allow them to make a play and try to get some early plate gold here. Being able to show up bottom again would be a good choice for them, just because of the fact that Tinks 1 already found some success there, and 2, this bot lane is squishy. Jessica and Jack Troll still do not have flash. But instead, Vitality.Bee want to beat them to the punch here. They're the ones rotating so many of their members to this bottom side of the map here.
And instead, you know, I believe they were caught on vision. Unfortunately, they were not able to clear all the wards, and so Skeens and Diplex aside to move away. They'll instead look towards mid, but Chayak is already playing so far back they can't find anything at all.
They know.
Yeah, they see Tinks.
Yeah, they know he's there. And Skeens, honestly, all he has to do is just hover, put through the interference to make sure not a whole lot can come through here. Chayak, does he have the package available? Because he's recalling now without teleport. I think he is hanging back here. I think that's the only way that Herald gets dropped there around that side of the map. And yeah, he does pick it up.
Yeah, it was up in just a little bit more considering that delay, right? It's it's 6 minutes from spawn, right? So it'll take a bit more time. But like you're saying, with it not being up, it will not be up in time for Dragon though. But I think he wants that more so just for priority in the mid lane, just to make sure he can stuff Diplex in more, so that way if he is roaming down bot side, you know, he's losing something off of it at least.
Right, so far he hasn't lost a single thing for it here. In fact, Diplex is ahead in CS by a little bit, and it's been allowing him to, one, the fact that he knows he has it in this matchup, he can go for the Ignite, and also he's been able to have a lot of impact on this bottom side. And now, speaking of which, Misfits, they want to make the Herald play bot, but the angle just doesn't feel like it's there. Chayek might make a dive with this package, but this doesn't look so great with Diplex and Skeens in the area.
Yeah, there's no wave there at all, so you were potentially sacrificing a 1-for-1 for a couple of plates, and like you were saying, not worth it, because allowing Vitality.Bee to get even is how Misfits did lose out last time, and they will not allow that to happen again. They want to make sure they maintain leads at any point that they can. I was going to say, you know, B-Town, we were talking a lot about plates, and what I love is that for different accents, Atlas especially over in the LCK, he calls it crocketing. Because it's
what?
because it's like saying plates on, like, you know, spoons and forks within like Australia and UK. That's another way to say cutlery, crockery. So you could say calling plates, you could say gathering crockery, you could say, like, you know, accumulating silverware.
I don't know. I don't want to do
Setting
that.
a dinner table? No.
No, I do. I'm fine with setting the dinner table because that means food, but all the other ones, I don't know. I'm not feeling it. I might have to have a talk with Atlas later on, because obviously, definitely, he and I are cool. We can just have those conversations.
Yeah, of course. You and Atlas are best friends. Hey, do you mind introducing him to me someday? Yeah.
Of course, buddy. I got you.
Thanks, man. Appreciate you.
Yeah, that's what we do.
Yeah, sure. I believe Sagenda also does this as well. With the Mechanar running out, irrelevant, able to pop into Strat, be okay, and now he knows he will definitely be out of safety, and he's at Jack Troll and Skeens roaming up.
Vitality.Bee, they just know. They're so on the ball, and it's something we talk about week after week. They know what Tinks wants to do, and I mean, it is a little telegraphed with this Herald. You know, you have push top, so of course that's what you want to be going for here. Yeah. We're going to go ahead and match and make sure you can't dive Shigenda. So instead, it's going to be drop mid. No threat of anything other than the 2 standard plates going down for this Rift Herald plate. Not as much as Misfits would have wanted, but it is something to get them some kind of incremental lead here, because the big thing is, even though Tinks wants to be active early and make more happen than what has happened in the early game, at the very least, you still have tools that are going to scale pretty well when you think about things like Irrelevant on the Akali, when you think about the Corki being able to do a lot of poke. The problem is, though, Vitality.Bee, their all-in is filthy. So closing the distance, especially with that Mantra E from Jack Troll, is a big thing for them.
Ooh, that's actually a big cooldown. That means that Skeens will not be able to contest this dragon any longer, so Misfits will continue to trade. Vitality.Bee making the safer play once again, giving away just a little bit for not much loss in return. It's only a cloud drain. But Beta, we were talking about in draft about how, you know, we wanted to see Vitality.Bee be a bit more active, right, in the early game. We wanted to see them make more of these plays, and you mentioned, you know, hey, it was before previously they've actually gotten active. You know, if this were the song "Let's Get Physical," not everybody would be lifting any weights at all. We'd all be standing around and watching the screen.
That's right. Maybe would have done one lift because, you know, one kill. Yeah, but clearly not a workout in any capacity. And I mean, I was talking about it earlier too. Vitality.Bee, they're fine with that because they want to farm. They want Skeens to get to that turbo. Chem Tank really start to get this itemization coming through. They're in a position now where, and you can see it, they're trying to look for angles. They haven't always panned out the way they want to, but they've been playing very defensively. So I think it's fair to say that they've been active, just not in the way that secures you kills, because they are moving across the map, threatening these bot dives, threatening these bot plays with Diplex's priority, and covering the top dives, because I think twice now, Tinks wanted to make a play onto Shigenda on the top side and was denied by Vitality.Bee. So Misfits still wanting to try and push the pace here. It just feels like they don't have any ways in. Vitality.Bee are just, they're just all over it.
Indeed, my friend. If this were a sandwich, Misfits would be the ingredients and Vitality.Bee would be the bread. You know why, B-Town?
Why?
Because they're stuffing them.
Ah, I like that.
You're welcome. Yeah, it's at every which moment they seem to know their every move and deciding, well, no, this can't happen. Let's close that calzone. And we'll not be able to get out of this presumed area once again.
You gotta stop with the food puns, bro. I'm so hungry. You can't do this to me.
Sorry, man, but what I'm not sorry for is Vitality.Bee getting active finally. There we go. That's one kill. Jungle given over. A big knock-up given over by Vander, but Misfits have to chase this down. Jack taking a bunch of damage. He sees life. He gets the health back. Monster W, baby, is so
underrated.
good. And Sagenda is still staying in vision. He does not have Mega yet, I should say, but and will not get it. That was unfortunate.
Yeah, really nice and clean from Irrelevant, to be honest, punishing Shigenda. Ultimately, you were happy for that one-for-one trade. Yeah. You did manage to take Tinks out, who was going in a little too deep, trying to make the play, but you end up going 1-for-1 here, and as things slow back down, no one's gone for the Rift Herald just yet. I think Vitality.Bee are going to let that one go. We're 2 minutes from this next dragon, and I think with Vitality taking the first one, they're not as concerned, rather, with the Soul win con, although it is Ocean Soul, so it's maybe something to consider here. But before that, we're going to take a look at this replay yet again. This is Tinks on the Xin Zhao thinking, all right, Jack Troll's by himself. I got to take down this squishy support. The problem is so many people were with him, and I think the only real problem in that fight is Tinks dies too quickly for that Shadow Surge to come through. No resets come out, so Diplex isn't able to have as much impact as you hope of Vex to have.
And you were hoping that, you know, like you were saying, if the Shadow Surge does come out, it could have been a much more explosive fight.
Sure.
But, and maybe Sagenda might have got the opportunity to become Mega, but Overstays welcome, still in vision, and dies for it. Realistically, this should have been a 1-for-0. Yeah. But by the end of it, you know, Misfits, these are the kind of proactive plays that they need to do, or responses at least, if they are to get out of the ever so fated danger zone that you've been claiming the entire day. And I find Misfits are a team that are at the exact precipice of which.
Yeah, now, I mean, unless Chayek's got to move up here and help secure this package. Actually, it looks like Vitality.Bee don't even care about it. They're not going to go ahead and do anything with the Herald, which is kind of unfortunate because then you picked up this package, again, used for not a whole lot of anything else other than wave clear. That means you won't have that available to you in the when the next dragon spawns. At least they have Herald, so what you usually want to do here, you can drop it mid lane, especially with the mid tier being low, but wait a second.
All right, he goes in, knocks back the support, but then we go, Woolite pops his ultimate, Jack Troll's in double.
Woolite, he's running him down.
Dead. That's Jessica Woolite with a 2K.
He wants more.
Might get 3, not in range. And Sagenda is Mega, so no more will be had, but Misfits, yet again, a beautifully proactive play.
Vitality.Bee, you're not focusing the right targets here. You have to be taking down the Zeri. Chayek is very mobile. Even with that even without that package, the Valkyrie makes it harder to get on top of him. And if you're going to use that onslaught of shadows, it's got to fear someone like Woolite, because Woolite is the one who's going to be able to kite and win these fights out for the team. Now he's 2-0 because once you pop that ultimate, that extra move speed you get makes it so hard to stay on top of him. So you got to use the CC that you have here. And Misfits, they're real happy with that fight because you should, after resetting, be able to go and try and make a play for the dragon. But ultimately, the big thing here is that you're continuing to further this gold lead, and it's on your Zeri.
And we're looking a lot at the Misfits roster, you know, based around a couple of rookies and the experienced voices of Woolite, who've not been able to show up in a fantastic way. Woolite, we've been claiming a lot, one of the best ADCs in the league, and it just looked better and better as weeks have gone on.
All right, and it really shows in team fights like those. Right now, Vitality.Bee in a bit of trouble. They want to do this Herald, or rather the Dragon, but they're actually going to back off. But the TP's coming through from Shigenda. Maybe we have the 50-50 scheme.
Oh, but he just slapped Mega, so he won't be able to do much. They want to chase this down. Shadow Surge lands onto one. Vander should be dead. There we go. That's the pick, but look at Tinks. He's 2v1. And on the back end, Irrelevant locked down. He went and by himself. The perfect execution will not be enough to get the auto. As Tinks has to run away as well. Because the guard is down. Oh, there we go. Never mind. Now it's up back again. They find the second. He pushes them away, but he just does not do enough damage.
And that's the big difference from that replay we were covering earlier. Diplex, when he starts to reset, is able to have that impact there. And Woolite has to get out of dodge. Loses so many teammates here. Irrelevant TPing into the middle of the team. Gets locked down and is not able to contribute. So just like that, Vitality.Bee catch up in terms of gold. Now it's a negligible deficit, and it's actually going to continue in Vitality's favor because people off the map means you're losing golden XP with these waves, and Skeens is stealing jungle camps away from Tinks, who fell in that fight.
Dude, if Vitality lose this, I'm thinking, like, I know we've been saying a lot how every game matters, but for the top 6 spots, they realistically might be decided by just one loss.
They can, yeah.
Yeah, which with how it's shaping up to be. So let's say Misfits win this, and then they perhaps lose to Carmel later on, or Carmel loses to Misfits, then that could potentially cost them a playoff spot if the team manages to go undefeated. But it's all speculation, and it just makes me so much more excited for the next week.
Dude, everything's so competitive right now in this league. Even though the top two seem pretty solid, you still have teams like Misfits, like Game Ward, Gamers Origin, Solary, and BDSA, who are all fighting tooth and nail for that last spot, and really can't predict it. And moving forward, Shigenda, he's farming. That's cool. Isn't that cool? Let's talk about that.
Just like, you were like, cool, topic change.
Well, yeah.
You know what? It worked out. Farming is very cool.
I thought so too.
I enjoy it very
unless you're Xin Zhao and you have gankable lanes before 6 minutes, then farming is not cool.
No, it is not cool at all. You hear that, kids? Farming is not cool. Never farm in your games.
That's right.
Especially if you're Xin Zhao. Gank always. Farm champions, in fact.
Exactly. That's what I keep telling people. The CS that matters, it's champion score, not creep score.
So would you say that you're a KD player that beat down?
No. I'm not a carry player. I'm the supportive guy, man. I'll play support. If I play for KD as supporter, you're actually inting.
Never see you in on that. But another person might be looking to upgrade the KD is irrelevant here. Shigenda takes about half his health down by just a couple of autos, and the second proc of the break execution could have done it. But now Skeens just has to simply watch his jungle being taken away, as Baron is live, but Dragon is most definitely the next target for both of these teams.
Now with Misfits, this will be their soul point. A powerful soul it will be, so why Vitality.Bee have to be very careful about this one. That's why you see them still focusing on the mid and bottom side of the map. They have top wave at a good enough position. It's going to continue slow stacking. That's why you're seeing pings come through from Misfits. Means that they should be able to get mid prio here, be able to set up some of this deep vision, and they should get a good position on this Dragon here. There will likely be a fight unless they get a pick off, and I do have to stress Vitality.Bee, they have to play for using their CC on Woolite. This Zeri is too mobile and is already in a good point when it comes to damage to be able to just run rampant.
And like you're saying, Zeri has to be the target for Vitality.Bee if they are to shut down all the options for Misfits. You gotta do something, anything at all. Because I find Misfits have been the team that have taken those proactive plays to playing Zeri in the most interesting way. If you remember too, what they used to do in the previous games was when they had Zeri, they used to set up I believe, a 3-minute dive in the mid lane too. And then managed to give Woolite first blood twice. They managed to do that play, in fact.
Yeah.
The first time there was 1-0, second time was 1-1, but still, you know, they knew they had to get the Zeri head, and Zeri is exactly that. 2-2, 2 items. Wow, all the teams across the board.
That's actually a pretty big deal. Big spike for Zeri with that Titanic Hydra coming through. Even though the changes have come through, it's not necessarily that this build is worse, it's that crit build has become better. Yeah. So this is still almost as strong as it was before this patch, and you'll honestly see if the opportunity comes through, Woolite will do a lot of damage. Chayak has the package also crucially. First time for a dragon fight, which is a big deal. He's not going to be using it on the wave, and that makes this a little tougher for Misfits, who really need this dragon.
Shigenda is locked in. Okay, I was about to say.
They forced it.
Yeah, he might have been locked inside just that Baron pit, but you're saying they forced it there. Set up on the backup. He does have TP, but he needs to back right now and should be back in time. But they know this is happening, so Misfits can't burn out this dragon.
Still, if Shigenda can TP in time, it's winnable. Woolite used the ultimate. It's not available. You can't let this go if you're Vitality.Bee.
Shadow Rush goes down right onto one to get the lockdown onto Woolite, but the question is they can't burst him down. It's enough damage on Diplex. The flash is
There's the fear.
It's already gone. Like you said, they finally managed to get one, but it's on the side of Vitality.Bee, and now here comes Shigenda. I mean, irrelevant, because Shigenda is nowhere to be seen, unfortunately. He has to get out of the fight. So, TP, fortunately, not going to be put to use. And that's 3 down and soul for Misfits.
And so much of that is because Skeens was forced to use the Ghost earlier. He's trying to find an angle to use that Onslaught of Shadows on Woolite, but even without the ult, he still has the flash, is able to avoid a lot of the damage here. Big team fight coming through from Woolite and this Misfits Premier squad, and 3 members down means it's Baron time.
Easy stuff for them, and now Misfits firmly taking the lead over Vitality.Bee. With Woolite not going down, his flash is down, so it is quite nice. But now with Baron on the board, they're gonna look to control both the bot and top lane. Sajena is gonna try to push as much as he can, but we're able to find much off of it, just a tower per se. But even in such, as you look at the replay.
And already at this point too, you see Shigenda TPing back in, but Jeskla, he wasn't in a good spot to follow up Diplex. The thing with Vex is that she's good as follow-up engage. You need the Hecarim to start going through there as well, so you can start to threaten Woolite. But instead, he's still alive and healthy. Chayek is going big in this fight with all the itemization, and it's an easy fight to win.
Yeah, speaking of fights to win, Misfits have immediately disengaged from theirs. They're giving over towards Vitality.Bee. I promise you, this is not a replay. This is live, so we are fine on that.
That's right, and you can see it with this Baron buff. You're going to have Shigenda, or rather Irrelevant, in the side lane, doing just fine there with that Baron buff. They're going to affect 2 lanes at once here, and just start to threaten these tier 2 turrets. Seems like all 5 of Vitality.Bee want to focus on the mid lane, and they're looking for their angle to go in. They got a lot of ults to play for right now. The big 2 of the Onslaught of Shadows and the Shadow Surge is what I'm looking for.
Indeed. I think you're saying Shadow Surge is crucial at this point. But now, 26 minutes in, with the siege, with the 401, the Skeens on the other side. Trying to find an angle in onto anybody at all. But Vitality.Bee are doing a good job of wave clearing the mid. Still have to be aware of Irrelevant. Canada actually pushes him in by himself. Zenda is wearing them off, but I'm gonna just force this. As Skeen still has the angle, they don't know he's there.
That's the big deal. He's got to get on Woolite.
They get the Shadow Surge onto him, but he manages to get away immediately. Woolite's still alive. Takes a bunch of damage, though. He's out of there, but as an R in the wall, Irrelevant will definitely die. He can't hop over either. That's a beautiful pick, and now Misfits. No, they have to run away.
Yeah, one last Q from the Meganar is going to slow down Tanks. He's going to have to flash over this wall. Shigenda, he's not done with him yet.
No, he wants to keep going, and Tanks knows he can't get out of this alive. So he will die trying to make his final stand. Nothing being done there. And Vitality.Bee, they're just rushing them down. Sajena is almost mega as they get 3 picks, so almost traded over. Okay, he nearly lived. Not a good champ.
Oh my god, that Mystic shot was inches. It just skinned Woolite's backside, and Jessica's looking for the True Shot Barrage. He's not going to find it, though. That is still a very positive fight there for Vitality.Bee. They get 3 for the price of 1 in a really big team fight. They slow the Baron play. They're able to kind of slow the game down for just a little bit. And that's kind of an example of how this team comp is realistically working here. Skeens, Diplex, and Shigenda, all very big team fighting ultimates that need to work in concert for Vitality.Bee to come out on top.
For now, though, like, Misfits losing that does not bode well for themselves, considering if they manage to push into those multiple inhibs, then that next soul would have rightfully been theirs, and having Ocean Soul in your back pocket right now, especially if you are Woolite, does mean that you are extremely strong and manage to survive all the potential bursts that can come your way. Unfortunately so, should be a 5v5, 5v5 we were talking about before here, B-Town. They're definitely in favor of Vitality.Bee.
Yeah, it's going to be tough though. Chayek should have the package in time for this Dragon fight. He even has TP if he wants to back last second and pick it up here. Vitality.Bee, their angles are starting to close as they need to make something happen very, very shortly because they have the all-in potential. They know Irrelevant is coming from this bottom side of the map, so maybe they're going to try to look for him. Either way, you can't let this Dragon go through. Vitality.Bee, they lose the Ocean Soul, good team fight or not, that's probably the game.
10 seconds remain as, like you mentioned, package is there for Chayek. All 5 of Misfits are here, but so are Vitality.Bee. Denying the Ocean Soul. He's potentially winning the game for Misfits or extending it for the 5 minutes for Vitality. Irrelevant on the other side, waiting.
This one is tough. Skeens, he's spotted out. 50-50 is very dangerous. This could be game losing. Shigenda, he's mega.
He spots Skeens, he's not
It's a big
there.
ulti.
Everyone is holding him off. That's a massive package to the middle of the entire
The
fight.
damage.
Ball of Vitality are getting burned down, but Chayek dies, but so does Sagenda. That's a 1-for-1, but in the favor of Misfits. Skeens not be able to be there. They give up the soul. All of Vitality are far too low. Misfits, Ocean Soul, wow.
And that's it. They get one of the strongest buffs in this game. Constant healing over time when you are missing health. And you can see it. This is already showing on their health bars as they're starting to recover them here. Vitality.Bee now in a very difficult scenario, and all they have to rely on is that burst damage that they have to offer. But these extended trades, I mean, they never favored them to begin with, but they're going to be even more punishing now.
And we knew how tough it was going to be. And if Vitality made the right call there too, just to back off, considering they already lost one of the big frontliners, and Skeens was being held off by Irrelevant. And with the potential of death there too, that means you give away the Baron potentially too, off of that plate. And if all 5 of them die, that means the game is over. And Vitality still very much want to play.
No flash.
But Tinks might not be able to. The Crescent Guard put out. Will is there for the support, but him being here bodes not positively for Misfits because
Still
Tinks stay alive for so long. Ocean Soul is so good now. Wulai lets it pop off. Nara on the wall, so just stays alive. Shadowstars lands onto him, but out of them, Dippers wants to go on this. As they flash over, there you go. Now he goes in. He's not dead. Wulai alive, hops over the wall. Diplex will most likely die. There we go. A triple kill for Irrelevant. Make that a quadra.
And that's probably the game here. We're looking at 40-second spawn timers, and Misfits, though the early game was not kind to them, managed to team fight their way to this game state we find ourselves in here. I think it's over.
Yeah,
it's close.
I'd say so. No, I mean, look at this.
Yeah, never mind. It's over. It's definitely over.
Skeens is away about 5 seconds away, right? Things can't see it in about 2 seconds.
He doesn't even have ultimate.
Like you saying, it doesn't really matter. He doesn't have Ghost either. He'll just have the best seats in the house to watch his base dissipate right before his very eyes. Oh, whoosh, disappeared.
That's right, 2 towers gone, game done, and Misfits take their first step in exiting the danger zone.
Indeed, and it all starts like this here to beat down.